What's good? What's good? What's good? Thank y'all for tuning in today. Today on the show, as promised, it's been man, y'all don't understand how long this has been in the makings, but I have the legendary Blaze Hunter with me today on the show, and today it's gonna be a meeting of the minds. You know, two musical individuals, two people pursuing content creation in this podcasting world. It's gonna be a meeting of the minds, man. Y'all gonna want to stay tuned for this one. So, man, Blaze, thank you for being on the show, man. Welcome in.
Of course, man. I appreciate you, bro. Like you said, long time coming. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, being new to the podcast, I gotta start it out with this question, man. So, explain to the world for those who don't know you. Explain to them who you are and what you do.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm so glad to actually be doing this right now because it took a lot to be able to get through this without you know how it normally is for me. People that don't know me, oh yeah, I'm a radio host, I'm this, I'm that. So I done got this together. You feel me? Ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, it's your boy Blaze Hunter. You feel me? People ask me what I do, and my answer is simple. I am a confluencer. I don't just produce a beat or design a brand. I create what I like to call a confluence, where your entire vision comes together, my unique skills, taking that raw sound from the studio, the visual identity of that art, and then the audience from the media platforms merge them together. You feel me? As the confluencer, I'm the one who ensures all these powerful streams flow into one single direction. So I am Blaze Hunter, owner of Ninth Wonder Music and Entertainment. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. So, in we're gonna touch base on the hats that you wear, but I gotta ask this question because as a music lover, there's a certain moment in all of our lives where we liked it, then we fell in love with it. So
Yes.
can you tell the audience about the moments you knew you liked music, and
hmm
tell the audience about the moments you knew I fell in love with it?
Yes. So, all right. So, before I say it, so, because I got to understand this context. So, music in general, or being someone in the business and doing music.
I would say music in general, as well as because I would think that your love and your like for music had to lead to you becoming in the
Mhm.
business in general. But it
All right. So,
started out with the love of music.
okay. So this is perfect. This is perfect because my story is different. So from a baby, I was in love with music. So just the love of music, listening to music. My mom and grandmother always had me with. I got blessed with the oldies, so I got an old soul when it comes to music in that sense. But when it came to being a part of the industry, my story didn't start off that same way. Excuse me. So I grew up a wrestling fan, and I used to like visually draw. Like I've been involved in the church choir and things like that, so I already had the music abilities in me. I just didn't realize they were manifesting. Like when I was wrestling back in the day, like we needed the theme music and stuff. So I had one of those two-sided boom boxes. So I'm
Hmm.
producing, not even realize that's the skill I'm doing. So we need our theme music. So one side record me beatboxing the music, then the next side I'm using my keyboard to play on it because I had a little piano skills, and then once they were together, put that in the side, then recorded the vocals. So I was doing that, rigging it up, so we got something to walk out to.
Yeah.
So how it transitioned into me doing it professionally, me and my boys, my neighborhood friends, my siblings, we used to go outside and wrestle every day after school. And this guy, Sergio Flores, saw us from down the street and was like, "Yo," called us down. So we all went over there to his house. He was like, "Look, y'all can really hurt y'all selves wrestling, doing this type of stuff. So I'm a professional boxer. I got gloves. This way y'all can get that out safely." So every day we started going to his house to box. One
Mm.
day we taking a break from boxing. We all drank it like lemonade or whatever. He pulled out his guitar and started singing this song called Mrs. Hollywood, his original song. So I don't know what made me decide, let me surprise him and write a rap to the song. And I'm at the park with my mom. I was like, well, check this out. So I had the gift already of beatboxing. Like a lot of people can't like beat on the like table and rap at the same time. Like I'm good at yo, what it is we can do da da da. I can do that at the same time.
Yeah.
So at lunch at school, people used to always call me to lunch. So when everybody freestyled, I was the one beating on the table. But this is
Mm.
before I knew I had that gift. So I'm at the table showing my mom the rap, and she's like, "Oh, that's dope. Show me again." I end up repeating it 3 times. By that third time, we surrounded by people at the park. So we knew a family friend that had a studio. She introduced me to them. There was this nonprofit school for music, so sent me there to kind of help me with the business of it. And even then, at that point, I wasn't in love with that process. At that time, I was like, man, I'm good at this. Hey, I can get rich and make me some bread. So that was my mindset. It wasn't until my mom's friend, her sister went into a coma, and my grandmother had just recently passed from a coma. So they were like, "Could you write a song for her? I think it'll be neat." So I was like, "Yeah, just give me her name," and I got it. So wrote the song. A week after her having the song, while she's under in her coma, she woke up and told me that she heard it, helped her fight through it, and that changed my entire perspective. That was like the light bulb, like, oh dang, music can affect people. Then
Yeah.
it turned into a genuine love, and it was off to the races from there.
Woo. To write a song, play it, and somebody wake up from a coma and say they heard it, man. What was that feeling like? Like I haven't even done it, and it just sends chills down my spine. Like not bad chills, but like that
Yeah,
excitement. Like woo.
it took me like for a loop because I was just like I didn't realize the impact that it had. And of course, like as we older and we look back, we know that music is the soundtrack of our lives, and of course music has impacts. But I just being I was 16 at the time, so I'm not realizing like the type of impact that music can have. And for her to tell me, somebody I never met before, that it helped me fight through it, because my grandma, I lost her to the coma. So in my mind, it's just a matter of time. There's a good chance that she's not waking up from this coma. That sucks, but it is what it is. But
Mm.
her say that she woke up, and it was the song that I created that made her do it. Imagine hearing that as it changed everything. It solidified that music is what I was supposed to be doing. It lit a brand new fire, and then it just became an obsession. And like I said, off to the races ever since.
Man, yes, yes. Music. I can, man. I know for me, music is me. I tell my wife, music is my first love. You know
Yes.
that. I remember for me, the moment I fell in love with music, it was Michael Jackson. I was watching. I was at home watching this old, the old Dirty Diana video of
Yeah.
Michael Jackson,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and like where I knew I liked it, I was like, when he was standing in the steam and it was blowing his jacket up and he's just screaming, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to do that. That looks fun. And then, and, and then after that, bro, I fell in love with it when I started. I started out rapping. That didn't really go far. I picked up the pen and pad and I put it down. I left it alone. But when I started dropping beats, oh
Yes.
man, that's whenever it was like it became an addiction. Like it was therapeutic. It was one of those things where it's like I couldn't go a day without dropping a beat, and it like I just I realized like I had one moment where my wife was like it would had to been 12 in the morning, and I
Uh-huh.
had been in this, and I had been grinding away on the studio on the keyboard all day. I had a Triton keyboard. I had been grinding away, and my wife comes in there. She says, "It's 12 o'clock. You need to get off the keyboard." I'm all like, "All right, give me a little bit. Give me a little bit. Give me a little bit. Let me finish this. Let me finish this." And she knows, let me finish that means it's probably gonna be another
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah. Yeah. They know. They get accustomed.
So she pulls the nuclear option, bro. She goes and she puts her hand on the power button. She says, either get off, save and get off, or I'm gonna let this go and you're gonna lose everything. I thought like, no. I felt like Ja Rule from Fast and the Furious. Monica.
Yo,
Yo.
that's hilarious.
But yeah, man. So I relate so much on the whole love of music. So talk to the audience about how did Ninth Wonder, where did Ninth Wonder come from? Where did, like, where did you, where did it go from? You know, hey, you know what? I don't just want to do music. I want to be the total package. I want to be this
Yeah.
this all inclusive vision. Where did that come from?
So since I started young at 16, like normally when people start off, you have a long period, a good maybe 4 or 5 years of easing your way into it. Fortunately for me, fortunately and unfortunately, I was off in the deep. I was in the shark swimming with sharks immediately. Like
Mm-hmm.
within my first year of doing music, me and the group that I was in, we opened up for Nelly at the Sunfest. So Sunfest, one of the biggest festivals in the summer in West Palm Beach, Florida. So we got the ability to open up for Nelly. So biggest audience at that time. A week after that, Bayside in Miami opened up for Trina. Like it was a whole stage. So Trina performed, Rick Ross, Fat Joe, Wyclef, Haitian Fritz, all those people performed. So immediately I was in a situation to where I was just put people saw me on those stages and just put me different places. So now
Mm-hmm.
we're in a bunch of different talent shows, and there was a point that the group I was in, we were called Trilogy. I was the rapper. We had a singer. Josh Moreland was a singer. Sergio was the reggae artist, which he was a Haitian reggae artist, which is even crazy. But all
Yeah.
three of us at the time, during that time, 2003, 2004, collaborations weren't as common as they are now. So we had that unique blend. So everywhere we performed, it was freaking pandemonium is the best word for it. So it got to a point to where we got banned from entering talent shows because we always went and won. So
Mm-hmm.
it got like nowhere in the state of Florida were we able to join a talent show. So the word just it got around so much, so we were only able to be guest appearances. So I say all that to say, me getting in it that early, I literally got attacked by the sharks early. So because I knew how to engineer and I wasn't the best at it, but I knew how to do at least the basis of recording and I understood it. So I was getting hired by different studios. Yo, won't you come? We'll throw you $1,000. Come do this and do that. Sign this
Mm-hmm.
non-disclosure. So I'm thinking $1,000. So I'm going
Yeah.
in the studio with the band that Diddy made Go Get the Cheesecake. So I did studio sessions for them. I did sessions for Flow Rider in his camp. So I was doing a lot of different like industry work where I should have got royalties and been straight forever, but I ain't know no better. They knew this kid know what he doing. We can do a
Mm-hmm.
non-disclosure, and I just got taken advantage of that way. But throughout the years, I've done a whole lot of things. Like I said, all the stuff the people I opened up for in that beginning. I worked with Wire Records, which is Johnny Wright, who was under Diddy for a long period of time. Worked with his group Triple Image, did writing and production for them. Then toured with Ludacris on the Dub tour, like in 05, '06, around that area. Toured with Mario by 2010 in Europe. So I was just doing a lot of stuff and a lot of stuff early. Been in the studio with Akon, with T Pain, with with the freaking Yin Yang Twins, Bone Crusher. So I've done a lot early, but all of that stuff that's cool with success at the same time I got
Mm-hmm.
burned a lot early because I didn't have my business order. I didn't understand. So I got to a place where I was like, I need to really learn how to do this stuff. So 2019, around 2018, 2019, I became the director of music for Universal Music. So I was like, okay, maybe if I go inside the beast, I can
Mm-hmm.
understand some stuff and probably get my people in. And long story short, being working at Universal Music, I found out all of the ugliness of the industry, how there's a glass ceiling, all of that type of stuff. So I was just like, once I was in that, the blessing in disguise came when I discovered I had lupus. So that severed me from that contract. So I didn't have to,
Mm-hmm.
get bad blood and be blacklisted or nothing. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
out of that contract, in Georgia recovering. And during that recovery time, every single thing that I learned from that experience, I just put it in my own. I started my company and I start learned because I knew how to operate a radio station, an online radio station, but pay for a royalty license. I learned that during that phase in that the industry. Throughout my time over the years, learned how to build websites. So all the things that I knew how to do, I was like, I can really do this myself, especially with
Yeah.
social media being on the rise. So that's how it started with the business. How I came up with Ninth Wonder was the way that I engineered, because I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan. I'm a huge fan of just off the wall like engineering. So the people,
Mm-hmm.
I was a lot popular for outside of just music, me being a producer and an engineer. So I'm engineering an artist, a producer that I work with, Anthem Banger. Shout out to Anthem. Well, he goes by Anthem Wolf now. Shout out to Anthem Wolf. Uh, he was like, "Dang, how the heck you do that? Well, you like the ninth wonder of the universe or something." So he just continued to call me Ninth Wonder, and then it stuck. So I just started
Right.
using Ninth Wonder, and then I'm like, "Let me." But then there's the Ninth Wonder producer that's out there, and he spells his name Wonder, but Wonder. So I switched the O from U.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and in 2019, once I left Universal and I'm recovering from the lupus and I'm getting my life right, I'm like, I'll name my company Ninth Wonder Music and Entertainment, and that's when I started it, and then off to the races from there.
Yeah. Hey, bro. You know what? There's nothing more beautiful than learning,
Yes.
learning from there's a blessing in every storm, and to be able to take some things that you went through
Yeah.
and build out and actually build off of it. Oh yeah, bro. That's a blessing. That's a blessing to be able to do. You know. So talk to us. What explain, we know you said all inclusive. So what are we doing at Knife Wonder? So is it just podcasting? Is it just music entertainment? Like what exactly does, so the audience knows, for that young cat who's all like, you know what, I want to rap, I want to do this, I want to do that. What is Ninth Wonder and how could it help them?
So with Ninth Wonder Music, what I wanted to do is I wanted to be a company that can help that young boy that started when I was 16. Like when I was 16, I was like I said in the water swimming with sharks. Had no idea what I was doing. I just went out there and it was a lot of trial and error. So I wanted with Ninth Wonder Music to be able to help people dodge a lot of the mistakes that I made, educate people because a lot of people just aren't educated in the space of music. So now that we're in this era of social media, right? I studied so much, learned social media, and my goal with Ninth Wonder Music is to help anybody that's independent, not just an artist, anybody that does independent content to help them be able to raise their engagement rate. Because engagement rate is so important. A lot of people just assume, oh, I can just buy a bunch of bots and throw that
Mm-hmm.
on. But what a lot of them don't realize is bots don't help your engagement rate at all. Imagine looking at a post that has 120,000 likes, but there's 4 comments and there's 112 views. That don't
It
make
don't
sense.
make sense.
It don't make no sense. You know, that shows a lot of people see you, but nobody want to engage with you. Like if I'm a show promoter and I'm like, oh, this guy Juan is an artist. I need somebody to pack out this club. Let me see what he's doing. And I see that he got over 1,000 likes, but 5 to 10 comments. I'm like, nah. See, people don't even want to come. I can't depend on him to provide a ticket. But
Mm-hmm.
I see a guy that maybe has 70 likes, but he got 40 to 50 comments. Okay, people they see him and they're reacting with him. His engagement rate is a little high. Therefore, I want to book him for my show because I know that he at least gonna be able to sell some of these tickets. The same way with rappers who want collaborations, right? Like I'm not gonna pay somebody if I'm like, yo, I want to do a feature with you, bro, and they're like, oh yeah, it's gonna be 300. Why I'm gonna pay 300 when I look and you ain't got no your engagement rate low, you ain't getting no comments, you don't get no, your Spotify numbers ain't. It's like that ain't a good business decision for me, you know.
Yeah.
But if you somebody that got a high engagement rate, somebody automatically see the value because they're like, all right, people listening to him, so that automatically our song gonna get listened to. He get a lot of comments, so therefore I can network through his fans. Now it's worth paying money to. So that's my goal with Ninth Wonder Music. I put people. I have the platforms that I use to help people along the way. So with Ninth Wonder Music, I have Blaze It Up Radio, which used to be a royalty paying station. For the last 5 years, it was a royalty paying station, meaning I paid for a royalty license, about almost 400 a month, um, which allows the same way if you get played on an FM station, how they pay, even though they pay like Spotify, like you get not even a penny each spin,
Yeah.
but with with being the same way you would get on an FM station, you get the same thing with mine. So I wanted to make sure artists had that opportunity, and if they had their paperwork right, like ASCAP, BMI, they got their publishing together, they can claim royalties off of being played on my station. So the reason it's no longer a royalty paying station is because after the last 5 years, you think 400 a month, I've paid over $20,000 in that course of time, and only three artists out of all the hundreds of artists that I've spun on my station, only three claimed royalties, $75 worth. So $20,000, $75, math ain't
Yeah.
math, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
get
like,
it. I get it.
there's no point of me paying for this because they're not taking advantage of that anyways. Like I played my own music, so I claimed about at least $500 in royalties. So like but that's the thing that I wanted to give the artists, give them a way to make money off their music because a lot of them aren't going to be able to get on FM stations. A lot of 9 times out of 10, the FM station is reserved. At least for full rotation, they're reserved for like the mainstream stars. So had the radio station. So I have the radio station, so people can get spins, and my promotion packages aren't to when people pay me to promote them. They're not paying me to be on the radio. The radio is just a tool that I use to help market them.
Yeah.
So that way that people can listen, they can request their songs. I have a thumbs up system on there, so their fans can go and hit a thumbs up, and they can do things like, yo, the first 10 people that give me a thumbs up, I can give them 30% off merch, like it's an engagement tool.
Yeah.
Then I have Ninth Wonder TV, which Ninth Wonder TV is my it's like a 24-hour television channel. On that channel, you can go on to it. It's completely free. You can go on to watch all type of independent content. We have podcasts, independent like films, like different movie directors that create their own movies, fan films. We have comedy specials, so comedians that aren't that popular that are trying to get their name out there. You can see a lot of comedians, a lot of independent music videos. So that way, that's a way for people to get their stuff out for just to get it out to a broader audience. I have Ninth Wonder magazine, which is just like magazine publication. A lot of there's a physical and a digital version of it. I'm a member of the press, the National Photographers Press Association. So so when I produce a blog, it's a blog that they can actually use professionally. So it's just a system to give artists all of the tools. And then even though I do this already, but I'm launching it and I'm announcing it now with you.
What's
I'm
up? What's
getting
up?
I'm launching Ninth Wonder University, which is going to be something that people can do to be able to not only learn all of the different things that they need to learn about the business, but let's say if you wanted to work in a studio, but they're like, oh no, you didn't go to school for this. Through Ninth Wonder University, you legally can get a certificate from me that will work at any type of job you want to go. So you want to go work at this certain huge studio. Oh well, I got this from Ninth Wonder University. I did this course, blah blah blah, whatever. I'm certified in that, so I'm able to do that. So Ninth Wonder University is going to teach, of course, the basics of running a studio, artist etiquette, media training, a lot of understanding algorithms and things of that nature. So Ninth Wonder Music and Entertainment is simply a tool to help artists be able to know what they're doing, understand how not to leave money on the table.
Yeah.
And I'm not promising nobody's going viral overnight, but you at least have an opportunity to where you can make some money doing what you're doing, and it puts you in the right direction versus running in circles for years and years and years.
Oh, definitely, bro. Like just hearing everything that you're offering, bro. That's pretty dope. Now I gotta ask about the university. So is it now? Is it gonna be Professor Blaze Hunter?
Come on,
Professor?
man. Because I ain't go to a school. I ain't go to school for like a doctorate and nothing. I legally can't be doctor or professor.
Nah, that's dope though, bro. I mean, to to love to love your passion so much to where you want to look out for the next for the
Yeah,
up and coming next people, bro. That's the definition of pouring back into not forgetting your roots and pouring back into your
yeah.
community. You
Thank
know, so I applaud you for that. So I have to ask how you touch base with your mom. You know, you're an old soul and you grew up. So how does your mom and your family, how do they figure into all this? So how do you balance that family life with doing everything that you're doing? If I remember correctly, your mom is an author, correct?
Yes, me and my mom, we started a children's ebook company called Book Jams.
Hmm.
So she writes the books. My baby sister, she'll draw, and then I do the rest. Like I'll take her drawing, I'll digitize it, animate it, or whatever to where it works in ebook form. I create the music. I take the words that my mother writes, and I'll either hire someone to read it. Well, now AI is here now, so we ain't hiring nobody. AI done took your job. I read it,
Yes,
read it. I,
indeedy.
hey, read it myself. Get some little 9 year old girl voice to read it. Bam, story
Yeah,
handle. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah. Hey, look. Hey, look. What's crazy is before AI, people could be like, "Oh, you're letting them take our jobs." Before AI, I've been hitting so many people up, bro. It was a problem trying to get people to depend on, and we're paying people, paying
Hmm.
them to come right, and it was just so hard to get people to just come and like, bro. All I need y'all to really do is come read this, bro. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't happen. So AI took your job.
Hey,
But
I got your job.
like right now, it's so cool now because right now, as it stands, Book Jams is better than ever. We have over 20 ebooks. We have audio books, and for like preschool kids to like elementary school, we're launching. We have two animated series that are out on YouTube. So two animated shows, which is cool. Um, like people can go on to book jams, and if they get a subscription, it's a yearly subscription, only $20 a year, not a month, a year. And with that subscription they get access to all of the ebooks that come out, so they can see the ebooks. We have it available now to where people can download the physical copies of the books directly from the site, which is cool. There's educational material on there, so like people can take their time to learn about like they can teach their kids, like say if you have your young son reading a story, you can quiz them right afterwards, so
Hmm.
it's just real cool. We have free educational videos on YouTube. I teach them digraphs, teach them days of the week, counting by fives or counting by tens. We got a one that's real popular is our sleep one, where it's just sheep jumping over
Hmm.
logo or whatever, and has a little cool little tune to it. And I promise you, use it with your kids. With 4 5 minutes, they knocked out. I'm telling you, it worked on me too. I'm
He said, "Worked on me too. I'm done."
niece and nephews to sleep. I'm knocked out.
Ah, but I'm gonna have to use that because I got a terroristic 3 year old who yeah
Um,
bedtime is kind of like go sleep.
I don't know what happened. God gave us some special powers to make that thing have NyQuil in it or something. They go slap.
Man, I'm gonna have to tune into that because Lord knows I need that with my 3 year old because Lord it's like pulling teeth.
Come on.
He'll come out the room, Dad. I want water. Dad, I tired. Dad, like boom.
Have you heard the Samuel Jackson bedtime story? There's a bedtime story out there. It's called "Go to F to Sleep." So it's like it's literally imagine Samuel Jackson's voice is like, the birds are off in the meadow. The pigeons have let their last peep. No, you can't have water, dear. Just go to sleep. And as he goes, he's real calm. And as he goes on, he gets more aggravated and aggravated. He's like, "No, my dear, you can't go get a cup of water. You know where you can go? To sleep." It's so funny.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to find that, bro. I need to find that because Lord, that sounds like it's hilarious, man.
It's hilarious. But yeah,
Man,
to the question, the way to keep family life on point with what I do is I figured out instead of fighting it, um, and collaborate with family.
mm-hmm,
Know, just collaborate with them. You know, my brother, my youngest brother, has used to have a swimming company where he teaches and trains people how to swim. So a lot of times we did a lot of work together. My other brother has a moving company, so help build the website. Built the website, created the logo, type thing.
mm-hmm.
Anytime I put out my magazines, I add their companies as sponsors. You know what I'm saying? My baby sister draws, so she's an illustrator for the book company.
Mm-hmm.
So my fiance, she is an esthetician and she does nails. So I created a nail tech song, and anytime I promote, her business is attached to it. So that was just to me the best way to get family and involved and to be able to navigate that time is to kind of just bring them into my world and
Mm-hmm.
in a way to where they want to be and is not forced.
Yo, that's dope. That's dope. That's dope. I mean, it gives you that bonding,
Yeah.
that bonding. Something y'all can look back over. It goes back to, hey, look. Granted, I envisioned this, but y'all helped me build this. Y'all
Yeah.
poured into this,
Come on.
so it creates that everlasting bond that y'all have with one another. So, yo, that's pretty dope. That is. I salute you. Hey, I salute you because I'm gonna get personal with myself. Especially with me. I'm trying to build this brand. What's Good Family is a year old, and I'm still going. I don't want to say I'm chasing my tail, but still going
Been
through the
a year.
growing phase.
It's
Yeah,
been a year.
it's
Wow.
been a year.
I remember when you first. I remember before you had the logo. This is crazy.
Yeah, yeah, bro. Like it's difficult because it's like I always use this. I use this analogy. I'm standing in front of this big lot,
Hmm.
and the only tool I got is a hatchet
Yep.
or a scythe. So I gotta cut this grass. I gotta even out this yard or even out the land so I can start laying the foundation for the house.
Yeah.
I feel like I've gotten to the point where I got the I don't even have I haven't started laying the foundation. I barely got the I got the strings out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just got the strings out of what I want to do. And so, hearing your story of how you took a lot of that knowledge you got from experience and then flipping it and using it to your advantage, bro. Like I commend you on that. You know what I'm saying? So what would you say to those young podcasters or to those young music artists who are like, you know what? I hear what he's saying, but I ain't got the money for it. What could they start doing right now? You
Check me
know,
out. Check me out. Suge Knight is in prison. I don't know when he getting out. Suge Knight got a podcast, a successful podcast. This man has his son call on the phone, put the phone next to a recording device, or put the recording device to the phone, and he speaks through the podcast. He promotes himself. He does everything. Now, one thing that helps him is he is Suge Knight, obviously,
hmm
you know. But even without being Suge Knight, one thing that he is that you can't take away from him, he is consistent. When you start a podcast, the first thing you need to do is make sure you have everything in your ideas in order. You have to be consistent. A lot of people will do like I'm going to do a podcast. They'll be good for 1 week, then next week probably 2 episodes, and then maybe go another month before they drop another one, and they just don't. and then it's like, it ain't gaining really no momentum. It's like you're not consistent enough to give people a time to get used to you in their regular scheduled program.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, give people a chance to get to know you and to relate with you. I do my I feel good morning show. No matter I like it has to be hell or high water for me to miss a show. Like in last year, I started this back up this year. The beginning of the year, I've been doing every Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. EST.
Mm-hmm.
So you check it out, and I probably missed 2 episodes out of the last few months, and I during that time, because I'm so consistent, I've created a loyal fan base, people that'll come no matter what. There are a few people in here. Shout out to the homie Juan Pino that I know is watching live. My boy Pete is in here. There's these certain people that'll always follow you because of the fact that of your consistency. So
Yeah.
once you're consistent and you got everything you want together, the next thing is just make sure you are presented professional. Right now, I hate to take away from graphic designers, but sometimes you can't afford, like you said, if it's somebody that don't got no money, freaking Google Gemini or Chat GPT. You can create a cool little logo and intro for your thing. They'll give you a little 8 second intro that video. Just upload your logo. I'm like, look, I need to first. You need a logo, so explain what you want your logo to be, or you can kind of draw something and upload it into like screenshot it, upload it into ChatGPT, make this look professional, and then they'll give you the best version of you choose whatever you want. Now you have your logo for your show. Bam. Now you want a video, go to Google Gemini, which is attached to your ChatGPT if you're paying for it, and then you type generate me a video, an intro video for my podcast. Explain to the detail what you want. Sometimes it gets you on the first try, sometimes it don't, but you get something that you like, bam, take that on over to CapCut. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Go to
yeah.
CapCut and add your own little music to it or whatever. There's a record button on CapCut, so you could be like, "Welcome to the Out of This World podcast," or however you want to do it. They got voice effects that you can use on podcasts. $7 a month. So now that you have your intro, you can use platforms like StreamYard or Riverside. You can use these platforms to be able, and even if you can't afford it right away, like you can use StreamYard and Riverside for free. You may have the watermark on there or something, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But it's like until you like right now, people ain't nobody gonna go to your podcast and be like, "Oh, he got a watermark. I'm not watching this." They don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They ain't that bougie. They don't care. So get your stuff to the point to where you can at least get it started and be consistent. And then once you got that in order, like just try to like do research. Take the time and look at other people doing things and find different ideas of things you can do. On Wednesdays, I do hump day game days. So we play games on the morning show. You know what I'm saying? On Wednesdays. Thursday, clearly, I always say take advantage of the low hanging fruit. Throwback Thursdays.
Yeah.
That's simple, easy. So I'll play old school songs and doing old school topics. So you just find different things to do that keeps it in people's mind, and it's like people like order. Like
Mm-hmm.
people always claim, "Oh, I want to be free, independent." The one thing people always like is order. They want to be able to have stuff that's in order. You give that to them, make it seamless. You off to the races, and don't
Oh
take
yeah.
no money to do it. Just takes your time and dedication.
Time and dedication. So I got one more question, and then I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna give you the last word. But this question is a deep question.
Come on.
Now, as as an artist, I want to speak to the artist in you.
Yes.
How are you feeling about this new trend of AI artistry coming out? Are you like what is the thought process behind it? Because I mean I've seen a boom. I've seen a plethora now. Everybody's a songwriter now.
Yep.
Everybody has the capability to write a song now. So what's
Hmm.
your thought process on it?
Yes. So I'm so glad you asked this question because I have so many debates with people. Like I am someone of the belief that the people who claim to have the biggest problem with it, to me, these are the people. The majority of them, not all of them. I know there are some people who got a fair gripe with it, but the majority, I just want to get them out of the way first. They have an issue with it because they can use this as justification of why they didn't take off yet. Oh, the AI people that's doing AI are stealing the Spotify algorithm, and we're not. Before they were out, you weren't in the Spotify algorithm, so
Yeah.
stop it. To quit blaming AI. You know what I'm saying? That's one. But for the people who actually have a gripe with it, I can understand being a producer for one that spent years learning how to finally make a dope beat, and now somebody with no skills can go into Suno and type in their idea, and they got a world class song. You could be an artist who mix and master their own stuff, and you learned and took the skills to learn everything, and now someone can go into Suno Studio, record into it. It'll take their voice, mix and master it for them, and build So I can understand the people that are aggravated about it. For me, I feel like the world will get to a place to where it's it's categorized properly. Like Spotify's already, and a lot of labels are working on making it to where when you upload music, it's gonna say like if it's AI generated, it's gonna say AI generated, so it'll have its own lane, so it's not competing with humans. That one. That'll calm things down a little bit. But two, I feel like AI is a tool. The same with ChatGPT or anything else, you use it as a tool. Like I'm not going to use ChatGPT to write me a whole song, but there are plenty of times before ChatGPT existed where I had writer's block, and I'm like, how the heck am I going? I need I'm writing this song. I need an idea of how I should approach this. What's a cool, clever way? And you can, instead of talking about the Lincoln assassination, talk about what was going through the mindset of da 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 da. Oh, dang, perfect. Or I need a good rhyme scheme for this. I put my rhyme line in, and they give me 20 different ways to rhyme this scheme, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna use this scheme, but I write it myself. So it's supposed to be an assistant, you know, what AI is supposed to be. So if you're doing it with music, like for example, like I don't do a lot of producing with AI, but let's say I did, I'm not gonna be mad at a producer for using it. Like for example, if I decide I want to make my drum section with AI, nobody better not get mad at me. I've have 20 years of experience of y'all know that I can do this.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing nothing new under the sun. So uh, I'm not gonna spend 50 like an hour on a dope drum section when I can just spend 2 minutes on Suno doing it. It's saving me time. So get out my face. You know, People act like they weren't using samples before. You know what I'm saying? You didn't produce that. That's the sample. They act like they don't use auto tune. You know, auto tune, that's not your voice, bro. It's a machine. They got all these issues with the machine that like people had issue with auto tune at first when it first came out.
Yeah.
So it's like chill out, bro. Y'all, at the end of the day, you have to adapt to what is going on. People are upset that oh man, it's a lot of the people like for example, I get hit up by labels all the time to hey yo, we got a new like Jason Derulo coming in the studio. He's shopping for songs. Send us some stuff. So what I do is I make a beat, hit up a few singers. Yo, I need y'all to sing this in y'all voice. Sing this because I want to shop this to Rihanna. Or shop this to this person. And because it ain't their song, 9 times out of 10, these singers will just do the bare bones minimum. They won't go crazy. They'll just give you something. And a lot of times it's hard to pin people down. Some of them try to get all Hollywood. Oh no, that's not enough money for me. Or you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of
Yeah.
craziness. AI done took y'all job, bruh. I'm not mad at a producer for okay, I'm doing this song, I need this as a reference, and I need this type of voice. Now they got an amazing vocal, you know what I'm saying, that's spitting out how they imagined and envisioned their song, and they presented that to Jason Derulo. He's like, oh, that's dope. Now he got a dope reference. You didn't spend no extra money on no person who ain't gonna give you their full like people just need to chill out. I know a lot of people who are looking for producers, and a lot of producers can't really nail the song they want, and then they overcharge them. And I know guys personally who just found out that they legally can use Suno to help make their beats, and man is putting out the best music of his freaking life because now he has production to match the sound and the vision that he wants.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
mad at them. You know what I'm saying? Don't producers don't be upset when he was begging you to give him good sound and y'all wouldn't give it to him. So now that he using it, like calm down. So I am someone who I'm not against it at all. Like I feel like we're at a place to where when you hear AI, you know it's AI.
Yeah.
You know, so because there are people who try to pass off like, yo, I do a review show. I get the people that come in like, yo, they send the song in and I hear it immediately. Yes, AI, I know. And what I would do is I'm not going to be like, oh, that's AI and embarrass them in the chat. I'll just shout out the good things about the song. Yo, that writing is dope. And, I'll do that type of thing and then keep it moving, because I have to accept that we're in the world where AI is here. It ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, no, it's not.
People are going to use it. The advice I would give, though, for people who choose to use Suno and use these AI applications to do your songs, there are people who use it and they produce through it, and it ain't just type in a prompt and work. Just know that when you're doing it, you're giving the AI permission to train off of your sound. So if you don't want to be listening to music that sound like you, I got an artist who is amazing, by the way, and he does it the right way. But now I've been, over the last 2 months, I've heard so many songs that replicates his style, his style. It don't sound like him quietly, like quite, but it's replicating it. And I'm like, what the heck going on? But that's the thing. Suno has been training off of him because he's using Suno. So now a lot of people can put in the prompt and they're given that sound. They're training. So if you don't want nobody to take your sound, I suggest you use AI for your ideas. Take those stems out of AI and then go into Pro Tools or whatever DAW you use and do your own thing there because AI gonna learn from you and you can't say they stealing because you're giving them permission when you use their platform. But yeah, I'm cool with it. I don't have no problem. It's an it is
It's
what
an
it is.
assistant. Yeah.
Exactly. It's creativity at the end of the day.
Hey, read the disclaimer if you don't want nobody biting your sound. Yeah. But
Straight
all
up.
right. But all right, big bro, man. Like I said, I'm gonna give you the final word. Go on, lead us on to glory with some positivity for the week, and then we'll close it out.
Yes, sir. Man, what's good, family? I just have to say to all of y'all, man, like, look, just educate yourself on all of everything, bro. Educate yourself. Educate yourself on how what it takes to be an independent artist. Really educate yourself. A lot of people don't educate themselves, which is why you go through a lot of the craziness you go through. I always say it's like climbing a mountain. Everybody want to get to that mountaintop, but people don't understand that climbing a mountain ain't easy. Unless you from Wakanda or Asgard, you're not gonna be a dope mountain climber. It's facts. you know, just really, it's facts. Like understand that when you climb a mountain, that mountain you have to have the right equipment. You have to have the physical stamina. You have to understand that sometimes the weather ain't gonna work on under your conditions. There could be a mountain lion up there. One of the pieces of the mountains might break. You fall down, twist your ankle. You lost a couple days. Like you have to really think. That's how this music industry is. Instead of just trying to get to that mountaintop, enjoy every single victory. Let's say if you went and did an open mic and you got 15 new followers from that open mic, that is a win. Celebrate. You know what I'm saying? You will enjoy this process so much more if you celebrate each step you take up that mountain. Celebrate each step and educate yourself so you know how not to make certain mistakes that other people made. Just really educate yourself. And last thing, just treat people right, bro. It's at the end of the day,
Facts.
just treat people right. That's it. You know what I mean? Just be a good person. Like, don't get upset because you do something nice and nobody's praising you. Why am I praising you? You're supposed to be nice. That's the standard. We're gonna talk about if you mess up. Just be nice, be kind. Don't expect nothing in return, bro. And that's just it, man. Show people kindness, and everything gonna be dope. Feel me?
Y'all heard it from the legend himself, the Night Wonder, Blaze Hunter.
Yes,
So
sir.
as I always say, if you are new to this, go on and hit that like, follow, comment, share, and subscribe button. Let us know what you think about this episode. Tell us
Yeah.
how we did. If you are true to this, leave a comment.
Yes.
Again, let us know what you think about this episode and
Hmm.
engage with me, and I'll engage back. But
Yes, sir.
until the next time,
Just go to Google, hit Blaze Hunter. Just we ain't dropped like where you can find me. Google Blaze Hunter, all my stuff pop up. That's the beauty of not people having my name. I love it. So Google Blaze Hunter, you find everything, bro. So
yes, sir. Well, all right, y'all. I'll catch y'all again the next time. Peace.
peace.